Welcome to Big Sun Hobbies. Today we're going to continue our upgrade series of Element Ecto by installing Overdrive Gears. I've noticed during my test that I'm unable to clear line number 4, the wall, a very steep climb and most difficult line at my test ground, even after the upgrade of the tires and the wheels. Although it's more consistent without the holes in the line, it is extremely steep and slippery. The weight distribution definitely plays a big factor. It is not where it needs to be, but Ecto can definitely benefit significantly from a bit more overdrive. The RTR version ships with 5.7% overdrive gears installed, and also comes with extra parts to increase the overdrive to 11.83% in the parts bag. But I found that I prefer a bit more overdrive on my crawlers. So I'm going to skip the 11.83% option and go direct to Team KNK's Overdrive Gears, which will provide me with 25% overdrive. Here are the two parts that you will need to change the overdrive from 5.7% to 25%. This is the 24 teeth gear and this is the 56 teeth gear. In comparison, the stock uses the 27 teeth and a 53 teeth gears. So let's get started. Step 1 is to remove the drive shafts from the transmission, which is held on by a grub screw on both ends. Step 2 is to remove the 4 screws at the bottom of the skid plate which holds the transmission. Note, there are 2 different length screws. The longer screws goes into the hole in the middle section, and the shorter screws go into the holes closer to the chassis. When you're putting it back together, you want to make sure you're using the correct lengths to the correct holes, otherwise it might impact the performance of the gears. Step 3 is to open up the transmission case. You can remove the transmission housing by removing 5 screws. And now you have the transmission opened up. Step 4. Remove the gears that will be changed out. We'll be changing these 2 gears in the back to change to the 25% overdrive. Remove the smaller ones first. In order to remove the larger gear, you will need to remove the 4 screws in the back. Step 5, we'll be reinstalling the gear assemblies. Since the new gears are metal, I'm going to use a little bit of blue Loctite just at the end. Here it is, with the 4 screws attached. We'll need to add some grease, and I'll be using marine grease. Step 6. We'll put back the transmission housing. Rotate the drive shaft to ensure that the gears are working, and also this will distribute the grease on the gears. Now reinstall the 5 screws to close up the transmission case. Rotate the drive shaft once again to ensure that the gears are working and distribute the grease on the gears a bit more. Step number 7. Now we are ready to put back the transmission. Stock position is to have the motor facing front. Line the transmission and install the 4 bolts loosely, making sure that you're using the correct lengths. Longer ones goes to the middle holes and the shorter ones by the holes next to the chassis. Step 8. Let's connect the drive shaft. When you connect the drive shaft, you want to make sure that they are in phase, which means that the joints bend in the same orientation on the X and the Y axis. And the position of the groove screw is the easiest indication. Basically, you want the groove screw on the axle to match the groove screw hole on the drive shaft towards the transmission. You can clearly see the drive shafts are in phase by the position of the grub screws. Now that the drive shafts are connected, you can tighten down the transmission. Step 9. Test to make sure everything works correctly. Connect the battery and then let's test it out. You can clearly see that the front is rotating much faster than the rear. That is all there is to it to install the 25% overdrive gears on Element Ecto. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button, subscribe and hit the notification button to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching Bigs on Hobbies.